One of my favorite expressions from a teacher I had way later on in New York, she would always say, the character is stuck with you. That was a disappointing conversation. He said, he told me more about it, and I told him, and he said, well, I'm not going to come watch my son be a fag on stage. I just think that my dad had that very common blind spot for, that age group of father from where we grew up. My youth minister pulled me aside, as he often did after, and he said, hey, I heard about the part you got in the school musical. I said, oh, thank you. And then his voice got quiet. He's like, oh, it's not congratulating you. As a Christian, you shouldn't accept that part. I saw my father, and this was the first time in my life that I'd ever seen my father cry. And I was old enough and close enough with him that I knew what was happening. And I ran to him, and we just had like the hug of a lifetime. And he just grabbed my face like I was a little kid. And he said, you promised me you will be an actor for the rest of your life. Over the years, as I fell into addiction and I lived with my mom, I have the sweetest, most wonderful, kindest mother in the world. She does not raise her voice. She leads with kindness always, even when it's tough. And she's so encouraging. And the container she always delivered this message is, listen, you always wanted to move to New York and be an actor. Don't you think if maybe you just slowed down with the drinking, you could, save some money and maybe you could go give it a shot? Hundreds of times she tried that over the years. And then I went out for the 31st of May was Memorial Day. And I got day drunk out on the lake and came home and disrespected my mother's house. And on June 1st, 2010, she woke me up morning at 7 a.m. Different approach this time. She was this close to my face. The top of her lungs. You are never going to get to New York, and your dream is a fucking joke. Slammed the door and walked out. I had the day off, and I had to sit with that thought. About 10 days later, I wrote my mom a letter. I don't think I could ever read that out loud again. Or back hard. I know we've written each other lots of letters over the years, but just thanking her, for what she did. It was maybe my moment of clarity. It was like, hey, I'm happier. And that's all I wanted was a chance at happiness. And I think I'm happier. So is this working? You get older and you work things backwards. And it's like, okay, if she wouldn't have done that, I might not have gotten sober. Okay. I might have gone to prison. I might not be alive. But then you start to get certain about things. Oh, I would have never made it to New York. And then I would have made it to New York. I wouldn't have met Kathy. Okay? If I wouldn't have met Kathy, I wouldn't have Izzy. See what I mean? It just keeps going and going and going. Like, that's why, if it's on your heart to give tough love to somebody, but you don't want, you let yourself be stopped because you don't want to hurt their feelings, you might be setting the rest of their life up to have the life of their dreams. So, pardon my language, but fucking say that shit.